Hi, welcome to the sixth episode of Gabbing with Gabby, and I have another super cool friend of mine, Elizabeth Williams. We've known each other for, we're thinking about 7 years. We were trying to
Yep.
figure it out, and we kind of said seven sounds good. So we've known each other for quite a long time. We met through fitness, and we stayed friends forever.
Of
She is one
course.
of my Vegas friends, and if you watched a couple episodes ago with Crusader, she's our third person that we go to Vegas with, and we eat and we work out and we watch shows and we have a ton of fun.
Yes,
So
we do.
Elizabeth, yeah, right. Elizabeth's a fitness trainer and a fitness programmer. She does all the fitness programs on the base on Miramar here in San Diego, and she's been there for 14 years. She's been in the
Yay.
fitness industry for 20 years. So she knows a lot about fitness, and she also knows the importance of fitness for mental, physical, emotional health, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So, she's just like the rest of us going through and adapting to all these changes that we have to go through, but she's finding a lot of success with the way that she's doing things and approaching things. So Elizabeth, I want to start with how you got into fitness and how you made your way onto base, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. So how did you first start getting into fitness?
Well, it was started back in, I'm originally from Trinidad. And
Hmm.
ever since I was a little girl, I got into running. I was part of the Olympic team for Trinidad and Tobago.
Hmm.
So I always knew that fitness was part of my DNA, my genes, and everything. And
Hmm.
once I came to America, I got married to someone who was in the military, and that's how that started there. I started competing, and then I started loving fitness more and more. I did another job, but I wasn't quite satisfied. The only thing that really satisfied me was fitness and helping other people. And that's how I got into getting my certifications and my degrees and stuff like that. And because I was married to a service member, I
Hmm.
decided to apply. I first was at the Navy for a little while, and then I transferred over to the Marine Corps. And I've been there ever since, working with active duty, the spouses, retirees. And as you know, I love it. It is not just fitness
Hmm.
for me, but connecting people and making
Hmm.
sure that they stay healthy, especially right now, what we're going through with COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. And you and I met through Miramar because I was teaching
Yeah.
there and you hired me. And you're a fantastic boss. I mean, I wouldn't say you were my boss, but you were my go-to person. Like you weren't trying to like I'm going to rule over you. You were really
Yeah.
great at allowing people to be who they are. You're a big what I would say a big person who follows integrity, who's very big on integrity, walking your talk,
Yeah.
preaching what you say. And like
Yes.
that's the first thing I think about when I think of you. You're
Thank
very
you.
honest. You're
Thank
very
you.
upfront. You in the beginning, I felt like you had a very clear boundary, and you maintained that boundary, even though we were friends and we all hung out. There was a very clear like, but now we're at work and
Right.
now this is business, and but here we're personal, and it never was uncomfortable ever.
Right.
It was always very smooth. You always knew where that line was. And so I you're one of the main people that when I think about someone who has a lot of integrity, I think of you, because it's
Thank you,
like
Gabby.
you say what you do what you say, right? And now here we are, we enter this era, right?
Yes.
this
Yes.
this 2020, which just a second ago, right? I said, what is it, 2019? You're like, girl,
It's
I know you're trying to
2019.
forget
I'm like,
2020.
no.
I was
2020.
like, wow, I really am
Yes.
trying to forget 2020, that I really
Yeah.
believed it was 2019. um, so now, the gym is closed for a long period of time. It had been closed. And, you know, that's your job. You're there to create programs, not just for
Right.
spouses and dependents and but for active duty as well.
Right.
So how did that change, and how
Well,
how is it working now?
Well, the military gyms doesn't really follow state guidelines. We were always open.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that was shut down all over for the military was Group X classes and personal training.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Mm-hmm.
COVID first came onto the onset, I remember it very well. I had only 6 people in my class that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the fear in everybody's faces. They were scared
Mm-hmm.
because most, as you know, most of the people that come to our classes are seniors, they're retirees.
Yes.
Some of them, and they're pretty fit, don't get me wrong, but some of them
Yeah,
still
they
had
are.
underlying medical conditions. And when I saw
Mm-hmm.
the fear on that Friday, I said, I have got to come up with something to make sure that these people are socially and mentally secure because they'll be at home. We
Yes.
were shut down. Nobody didn't know what it was. At first, we thought it was a hoax, right? We all thought, like,
Yes.
COVID. What are you talking about? But I think by
Yeah,
now,
right.
everybody either knows someone or
Mm-hmm.
even heard of someone who's gotten COVID or even died from COVID. So we've
Yes.
had some members that actually their spouses have died from it.
Yes.
So I had to find a
Mm-hmm.
way through Zoom, as we all have, and I
Mm-hmm.
started to get set up in my garage and teach all these classes. And it's just through God's grace, I'm telling you, because before you will never find me teaching 9 classes a week. I teach 9 classes a week. And
Yeah.
to this day, I have no idea where my strength, where my vitality is coming from. It's just resilience. You know what I mean? And I think it's
Yeah.
because I'm helping other people to go through
Yeah.
what we're going through right now. And however people want to look at COVID, it has brought compassion out of those who already had compassion anyway. If you had
Mm-hmm.
compassion, then it just brought up more compassion in you. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think COVID is a bad thing. Yeah, it's a bad thing because people are dying, but it's
Mm-hmm.
a good thing because now you can really help people and stay focused on their health and give them a little bit more encouragement and say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is going to pass. It's going to be a new normal. It's never going to go back to the same way unless we find, a vaccine or nothing like that. But meanwhile, instead of fussing about the mask, what are you doing to help somebody else?
That's right. Yes.
So it needs to come right from the heart. And that's what I did. That's what I did.
Yes. And I know from experience, because I did the same thing. We went straight to our garages, right?
Yeah.
Straight to our garages. We went straight to Zoom.
Yeah.
Right. We did a lot of research.
Yeah.
And yeah, you start to wonder, how am I doing this? But I'm doing it because, and I'm sure it's for you too, because it feeds my soul too.
Yes.
I need these people as much as they need me.
Right.
And I'm sure, I know that you get a lot of people who say, oh, Elizabeth, thank you so much. You helped me, this, that, and the other. And I get the same thing. And my response to them is like, the feeling is mutual.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
Because if I didn't have this and I didn't have fitness and I didn't move my body, I would probably be in a corner somewhere crying. I'd be in a dark place. I would be in a really dark place. Yeah.
And some people are in a dark place. Some people are in a dark place.
Yeah. And you have to move your body, even if it's just going outside to get fresh air.
Right.
You need to move your body. You need to change your surroundings. You need to get energy to shift in your body. Cressida, in her last interview, we talked about oils and using the oils and how that helps, right? And she's in fitness. Yes, right. I know. We all use them, right? And I was just doing some deep relief on my temples before. But you couple that with moving and eating well and things like that to help build mental and physical and emotional strength, right? Yes. And you also use it for team building for the active duty. And you'll still do some training for them, right? In small groups.
Yeah, I do actually all of my training through Zoom. Group PT training, I have that, twice a week. And now we just recently opened, slowly. I'm using the basketball court and I've had classes in there. And everybody that's come to the classes, the ones who can come, they are so overjoyed. And it's just a social thing for them, that they want to come back and feel, the classes, that they had before. I mean, even active duty can come in now into the gym, and it has been fantastic. My classes have maxed out because now we have to go through the social distancing, and although they said 6 feet, I'm at 10 feet for people because I want to make
Yeah.
sure that they are safe and I am safe, and we do all this cleaning and, so I build a team that way, not only with my coworkers and staff, but with the people that I service. I call them my family. I
Yes.
check in on them. I make sure that they are okay, whatever they need, because it's a mental thing for them. Most
Mm-hmm.
people don't like the idea of staying inside all the time. And,
Nope.
you know that, Gabby, so
Mm-hmm.
that's what we provide for them there in the Marine Corps. So, yeah.
Yeah. You, if you're not familiar with going to the gym every day and being part of a group X,
Yeah,
you really quite don't understand that it is way more than just doing an exercise
that's
class.
true.
It goes way beyond that. I'm going to take this exercise class. And I would say a very tiny percentage is that person. A
Right.
very tiny, tiny percentage is the person's like, I'm going in and working out and I'm leaving. And I would say a very high percentage, like 90, 95% of the people in there are in there to be with their gym family and
That's
to be
true.
social. And it feeds that social part of them. It feeds that part of them that they're not getting when they're going to the grocery store or whatever. You develop bonds and relationships inside a
Yes.
gym and a group X setting. It's different than going in there and lifting weights and being alone.
Right.
You're in this group, you're pushing each other, you're encouraging each other, you're laughing, you're having a good time
That's
depending on
true.
whatever class it is. You're Zumba, you're dancing. I mean, you can't not smile when you're doing Zumba because it's just it's dancing, so you
It's
can't
funny.
help
Yeah,
it,
it is.
right?
It is.
And so you share this common love for something, and you create a bond and you create a family. And when that's taken away, really, I mean, there's so many people who are like, oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I was one of those people. What am I going to do? And so thank goodness for Zoom and
Yes.
FaceTime and all these other avenues we've tried
Yeah.
to stay connected and reach with people, because we knew how important it was. That it's not just physical and building the strength in your body, but building that emotional
That's true.
and mental resilience that you're mentioning, right? To have that resilience. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, and I don't know, I'm kind of springing this on you, but you're
That's
part of
okay.
a leadership program.
Yes, I
Yes,
am.
and I did want you to, I didn't mention that I was going to bring this
That's
up, but I
okay.
think it's important because you've worked very hard all your life. You've worked very, very
All my
hard
life. Yes.
all your life. And this is, even though you're working hard with this has been a really rewarding experience for you.
It has.
Yeah. So can you tell everyone this program that you've been chosen for and what it is and what you're doing and how great it
Yes.
is?
I was selected from a series of candidates to be in this leadership program through the Graduate School USA. It comes through the federal government. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
6-month leadership program where you have to do, it's like going back to college. Something is a little different
Mm-hmm.
as you're in the profession. So the great thing about it for me is that I had a chance to shadow directors and deputy directors and
Yeah.
senior leaders and being in big meetings with exos and corporals and colonels. It was fantastic. So far, this has really taken me to another level.
Yes.
Not only just with my career only, I've met so much people, learned so much about leadership, the difference between leadership and management, because anybody can be a manager. You have to
Yes.
successfully be a leader. And I'm happy that I'm in here because I said, oh my gosh, I have all those qualities.
You sure do.
not trying to boast about myself, but it's been fantastic. And it's been hard, overwhelming, because here I'm teaching classes. Here I have to do book reports. I have to shadow, these great people in my company. I shadowed the director on base, Mr. Close and Mr. Mitchell, and they were fantastic. These men were
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. I mean, the whole day was busy, and I'm like, wow, they do all of this in one day. And we look at people like that and say, probably not doing nothing, but no, they do a lot. They
They do a
have
lot.
a lot of things that come down on a day, and it just comes like that, and they have to go through it. And I have learned that they have built people there, and they don't just micromanage. If they have managers, they let them manage their departments. they trust
Mm-hmm.
them that much because they've built that culture that people
Mm-hmm.
can be self-sufficient. And
Yes.
that's really what I liked about, shadowing them and seeing these men at work. So so far it's been fantastic for me. It's really, really opened up my mind to a whole lot of things. So
Yeah.
besides doing that, I mean, for me, it's been a good year besides COVID. For me, it's been a
Yes.
great year for me besides COVID. So I really appreciate everything that I've been through this year because it's going to take me to another level. So and my
It
fitness to
will.
another level
Yeah.
too. So yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
asking
And
that,
how,
Gabby.
of course. Well, you deserve it. Like I said, you've worked very hard. We've definitely been through some ups and downs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I just remember in one of our downs that we've experienced together, I just remember that, saying over and over that, karma is a real thing and you
Oh
stay true
yeah.
to yourself, which I knew you would.
Yeah.
And good things will come to you. They always will. And because you've always been, like I said, on the up and up, you walk your talk, you are at the utmost integrity with things. And so I never worry about you. I know
Thank
that
you,
only good
Gabby.
things will come your way. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're, like I said, you're in my top of people. I mean, this whole first, I'm hoping that there'll be many more seasons, is what I'm saying they are, because I'm going to try and do 8 in each. And when I was thinking about developing this first round, you were definitely in there at the very top
Thank you,
with all
Gabby.
my super cool friends, because I adore you, I admire you. There's plenty of times where I call you and ask you your advice about things. You've always been a great friend. You've always given great advice. You're very
Well, ditto.
level-headed, and yeah.
Yeah.
and
You're
I
the
just
same. You're the
I
same. Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank you. I
Yeah. So
appreciate you too, Gabby.
so if people wanted to come, and they had an affiliation with the military, and they wanted to come and take classes, how do they get? I mean, I'm sure most people know, but just a kind of a little reminder
Yeah.
of where it's at right now, taking Group X classes, and how they can get information about that updates.
Well, we mostly now the gym is open, the basketball court, so they can either come live to the classes, and I'm still accessible to Zoom. So if I teach a live class, you can still get on Zoom because some people are
Okay.
not comfortable coming back into the gym. So if you are a active duty family member, retiree, DOD,
Hmm.
you can always take these classes. And I'll give you my information on how they could contact me. We really don't have outside guests coming in because it is the
Yes.
military. It is for, active duty and the spouses and family members. And we service a lot of people.
Hmm.
So yes, if you want to contact me, I'll give you that information online or by telephone. I have a whole phone list right now because of COVID.
Yeah.
I
Right. Yes.
send out texts all the time, giving people updates and stuff. So I've had, great team building. Sydney, she's helped me a lot in the beginning with just getting that
Yes.
going, with getting the group together of all the family members and stuff. So by now I'm a Zoom expert, really.
I know,
All the
man. Don't I
trials
know
and
it?
troubles, Zoom
Don't I
expert
know it?
now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So can they find you on Facebook? Can people look you up on Facebook under Elizabeth Williams or no?
Elizabeth P. Williams, because there's so much Elizabeth out there.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Williams. So
Hmm.
Elizabeth P. Williams, they can look me
Okay.
up on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
And even
And we'll
through,
put all your,
yes.
go ahead. Okay. We'll put all your contact information in the description below, how they
Yes.
can contact you, and how they can look up information about base, or ways that most people who are in the military know how to do that stuff,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll put all that information in the description below. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for
You're
being a part of
welcome,
my little
Gabby.
project, right?
Love it.
It's,
Love that you're
it's,
doing this. It's very inspiring. It really is.
yes, it's totally feeding my soul. I
Yeah.
love doing it, and I'm hoping that it'll just grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And my ultimate goal, I'm just putting it out there, one day I can interview Sean T. That's all I'm
Uh-oh.
saying.
Uh-oh.
I would love to sit down and
Gonna be
talk
on
to
the
him.
interview too.
Yeah, exactly, right? I have a list of friends that want to
Want to
meet
be a
you. Yeah.
background backup? Okay, yeah. Awesome.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you being on here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and I hope you feel inspired, and we'll see you next time on Gabbing
Yes.
with Gabby.
Thank
Bye.
you, Gabby. Bye.